All right, so we're definitely not going to get as far as we did in the classroom normally. We lost a lot of time there, and depending on how much time you had at home, I'm not sure how far you got. But I just want to give you an opportunity to put a couple sheets together. So I'm starting from the site plan. So over here I'm on site. A couple things to prep your site plan. These are your elevation markers. And this represents a cut line. You want to move these up against the house, but not in the house or not to the point where they're going to cut into a roof system, or if you have an exterior set of steps, you want to show that kind of stuff. So you have to tweak these around a little bit. You can move them. So I can move this thing in if I want. And then if I click on the little triangle, this shows me where the section cut is, and I'll bring that kind of right up against the house there. We'll look at tweaking these a little further when we look at your elevations. This little blue line, when I click on the triangle here, this represents where my section view is shown. If I can get this triangle, there we go. So this is where my section line is cut through for my elevation view, and my west elevation view. So again, you can move these things around a little bit. Keep them on your property if you can. I'm not going to keep my east and west ones on there, and eventually we'll trim those up a little bit. As we get things placed on sheets, you're going to see that this might be on A106, this might be A106, maybe this is A105 or something like that. The sheet names are going to show up on those. Now I've got a couple things that I need to hide here. For some reason, my refrigerators and stuff like that, the kitchen items were showing up. I still don't have a roof on this part, but I do have my driveway shown. I have my topography. Now we did all of the annotations in AutoCAD earlier on. You can annotate here. So if you go to annotate, you can do tag by category. You can select a property line and load a property tag. So this is under annotations, and then let's see, I want to say probably civil, and then property line tag, this one here. And then when you attach that, it'll give you the property line. So you can do that. Your other option would be to bring in, if you still have the CAD drawing here, you could just use that. So if I go down here and reveal my hidden elements, there's my CAD drawing. I can unhide this and toggle out of this. And now I have all that information on. Now, it's a little messy. The grid makes it a little messy. The lot really doesn't, my lot 56 is a little bit messed up there. So I can get rid of some of these things if I go over to visibility and graphic override. So you'd have to hit escape, make sure you don't have anything selected. Go into edit here, and then up top you'd have to go to imported categories. This is also where I could hide, if I want to hide a floor pattern or roof pattern, I could open that up in here. Like let's say I wanted to hide something on a roof. I could take the patterns on top and I could override and make them invisible. I'm not going to do that at this point. I'm looking for imported categories. So this is my lot 56 here, my example. Your layers are going to look similar to this. I'm going to turn off the vector grid and apply that. So that gets rid of that little 10 by 10 foot grid we did in there. I don't know what layer my lot 56 thing is on. We can attempt to do that. You want to open that up in CAD to check that out. Let's see if it's on notes. If it all goes away, yeah, that's not going to help us. So I'm just going to leave that on. Again, if we're in a classroom, we do this totally different. Let me go back and turn those vector grids off because those do look a little bit funky. And this would be fine to put on your plot plan sheet. If you want to dimension it, if you want to make it more perfect, you could do it with the Revit property tags. You could put in your own setbacks if you want. And if I was doing my own setbacks, what I would do is go to annotate and detail line, and then I would select like a dashed line or something here. So we use like this hidden line. And when I go to the line tool, whatever your offset is, so in this case I have a 10-foot setback. So if I type in 10 feet, when I draw that line, if I work off my property corner, of course I'm drawing in the wrong direction. I'll try that again from here. When I go to draw that, it'll offset that out 10 feet, and then I can do all around the property and trim that. It's going to be, if you still have your CAD drawing in here, I would just work with that. Don't go crazy. We want to get this on a sheet. So we're going to bring in a sheet at this point. We haven't talked about that yet, but down here in your project browser, we're gonna right click on sheets and go to new sheet. E is pretty big. That's 32 by 40 or something like that. So we're gonna load a D size. We'll go to our main folder here, go down to title blocks, and bring in a D horizontal. That's typically what we use. You want to select that, hit OK. Now, once you bring this in, if you want to edit this, you can. Once you change like your name, project name, like this would be the address, this would be your name, and then this will be the sheet number or the sheet name, that'll transfer to everything. So if you want to edit this, if you click here, you go to edit family. Again, probably not going to do this now, but you could put in your own logo here. You can make this say different things, and once you do that, all of your sheets will end up that way. So I'm just going to load that back into project. I'm not going to worry about any of that. What I am going to do is go back to my site plan, and I am going to turn on this little show crop region. And when you do this, you want to bring these in. This is what's going to show on the sheet. So I'm going to kind of tuck this in around my property. And right now this is set as 1 inch equals 20 feet. We'll see how that's going to work on the sheet. So I'm going to turn off that crop boundary so I don't see it. And I'm going to go back to sheets, open it up. There's A101. And then I am going to drag in the site plan. So I'm going to take this and kind of drag and drop that over here. And it looks pretty small, so we're gonna bump that up a little bit. Let's see what 1 inch equals 10 feet looks like. Now, ideally, we'd probably rotate this. We're not going to get into that right now. It's called site because that's what it's called over here. If you want to start renaming things, you can. This is the scale that it's brought in at. This is view number 1 on page A101. So eventually you're going to see view tags show up for different things as we go through the process here. So that was site plans. I'm going to make a video for floor plans, elevations, and probably at least a section view. We'll see if we get into some scheduling here. So you're going to continue making sheets from here. We'll print them. Well, you can make a PDF set when you're all done because we can't plot anything. We'll continue just going new sheet and dragging views out here. So next one I'll go over is floor plans.